welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, boys and girls. Happy New Year to all. Master Modeler Brent Hecht. This is the top RC F4U Corsair. As Brent has chronicled its build on his channel. It's just an amazing build series. We'll link to it at the end. We'll also put some in the comments. As you can tell, this plane just flies effortlessly. It's a DL222 4-cylinder. It's a boxer motor. And it's a, what is that, Brent? A 30-inch prop? 32-inch Biela prop. I mean, listen to the RPM, or lack thereof. I mean, it's just amazing. Just an amazing model. So Brent, a lot of folks may be wondering, what is your take now that you've got some time on this with regards to its flying characteristics versus the Bearcat? What are the major differences you're picking up?
This has quite a bit more wing area than the Bearcat, but it weighs the same, so the slow flight characteristics, especially with all the big flaps on it.
Sure.
I mean, the Bearcat's not hard to land. It likes to ground loop, but the approach is pretty easy.
Sure.
This one is just as easy, but it's at a slower speed.
Yeah, I've noticed that. It's really...
Yeah, this thing just crawls in for a 40-pound airplane.
Yeah, 40-pound dry, wet, probably, you know, a little, obviously heavier than that.
Aside from that,
wow, look at that.
Aerobatically, I think the Bearcat's a little more precise. It's a little more like flying a pattern airplane.
Okay, okay.
This was more like flying a warbird. It's like flying something that doesn't symmetrically fly the same at all times.
I like it. I like it.
And this doesn't have as much yaw stability as the Bearcat does.
Really?
That big tail on it.
Yeah.
This tail is quite a bit smaller, so
sure.
I have to use the rudder quite a bit more as I'm flying it.
Oh, really?
Compared to the Bearcat.
Okay, so the Bearcat, you really could not use the rudder that much, but this thing, you're definitely on the rudder. Which is interesting because it has such a...
Well, the rudder itself, the moving part is pretty big on the Corsair, but the fin is very small.
It actually is. You're 100%. Isn't it similar to the Vindicator?
Yeah, it's a very small tail.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun part is this thing will just go upstairs about as long as you let it.
Yeah, it sure will. Gosh. And you're not even into the... Okay, how much throttle have you used thus far?
I use full throttle for my vertical stuff.
Okay, okay. The motor's broken in pretty good now? You're pretty safe with that?
Getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll give you like a 60% throttle pass right here.
Okay.
It's a pretty scale speed.
Okay. Throttle. Yeah, that's pretty scale. We watch the air show footage and whatnot on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's full throttle. Now people are telling me I'm going to rip the wings off the thing. I mean, if I put it in a dive, sure, but
right.
You just, I don't fly it that way anyway. So here comes full throttle.
Okay. Oh, she's moving out, bro. Dude.
Pretty good, but even that's not that fast.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, it sure goes up.
Yeah, it does.
From a fast pass.
Jeez, you got all that kinetic energy you're bleeding off.
It really goes upstairs.
Sure does. Trading that speed. And by the way, I mean, you're really, these are some pretty low G maneuvers you're doing.
Yeah,
There's nothing too crazy, right? I mean, so
pretty gentle on it.
you're actually, yeah, there, you might be +1, +2, maybe. I mean, you're not really pulling that hard on it.
See that hammerhead.
30 seconds.
A little wing over.
Yeah, if I'm pulling more than 3 Gs on most of these maneuvers, I'd be pretty shocked.
Yeah, I'm thinking
10.
like 1 or 2, but yeah.
And you know, I'm not going to fly it aggressively anyway.
No!
It presents itself so well.
It does. It is a showstopper. I mean, literally, it's just so big. I mean, it really is. It looks bigger than the Bearcat for some reason. I don't know
It's
why.
definitely bigger, yeah. So the Bearcat's 87 inches, this
Yeah.
is 93.
Okay.
And this is about 5 or 6 inches longer as well.
Aha. Okay. So there you go.
The Bearcat's a short and squatty airplane.
Yeah, it sure is. Little race car.
Girth-wise, they're kind of similar. Like, they're both roughly the same size.
Yeah. And it's hard to believe. People got to remember, this was developed at the exact same time that the Wildcat and the Buffalo were being developed.
Yeah, you can see it in the lines. I mean, the
Yeah.
round tips on everything.
Yeah. People don't realize, they think the Corsair is such an advanced aircraft, and it was, by the way, but it was developed in the late 30s, so, and soldered on well into the 50s, which this paint scheme replicates.
Minus 1
It was
minute.
certainly its Tomcat of the day. Expensive and complicated compared to the other airplanes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You would never believe that's a 40-pound plane flying by. Swinging that big scale 32-inch prop.
Yeah, the low-speed handling of this airplane is really, really nice.
So you're like just totally pumped with this thing then,
Yeah,
right?
it's a sweetheart for me.
Yeah.
It's all right. I already paid.
Wow. Top RC
That was a decent landing.
F4U. Yeah, I was gonna have to go out there and wipe off the grease off the runway on that one.
But you have to shut the power on. You guys pay it anyway. Then you
Nice.
Yeah, to put the flaps down for the taxi cab. Pull them out.
Yeah, yeah.
That prop is ridiculous.
It is. Look at that.
I mean, this might be the first Corsair model to ever fly with a truly scale-sized prop.
Sure, sure. You know what? Would not.
Even the Carve Corsair is kind of considered like the top dog in scale Corsairs.
Right.
That model is.
Look at that prop.
So
Wow.
The Carve Corsair is about 10% bigger than this.
Yep.
But it uses the same size prop. So
Oh, really?
even on the Carve Corsair, it's not really a scale size prop. But
Sure.
This is 100% scale in diameter.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't be happier with the way the airplane flies.
Oh, absolutely. You can see it in your you're just smiling. You're grinning from ear to ear.
Well, it's a real sweetheart. Check it out.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
It's a radial powered helicopter.
Yeah. Wow. Sikorsky S58. Look at that. Makes a. Wow.
We're just doing Navy stuff out here today.
I know. So yeah. So look at this. So thank you, Brent, for letting me join you out here. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Want to take a look inside?
Sure. I'm sure folks would be dying to see it. And get out of the way here.
It's a little bit of a mess, but spectrum receiver with the
Okay.
synapse.
Yep.
And let me check the fuel. Oh man, I still got about a half a tank of fuel left in this.
Man, I'll tell you what, beauty, absolute beauty.
Thanks.
And yeah, and there's your pilot figure in there.
Yeah, that's out of my Panther actually. So
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the things that survived.
But
He soldiers on.
he does. All right, Brent, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, hey, again, we're out here at the Bear Mountain RC Flyers Fields in Arvin, California. And we're with Master Modeler Brent Hecht and his top RC F4U Corsair. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers, blue skies, and all the best.